Hey, she has one of the hottest shows that everybody is talking about from all the Queens men. Y'all, please welcome my good friend, Eva Marcille. What up, Eva?
Good morning. How are y'all? I miss y'all.
I know, we miss you too.
We
It's
miss
like
you
reunited.
And
It feels so
so
good. Did you hear that harmonized break? Good.
Good. No, you sound like Martin from Don't You Know Good.
Hey, congratulations. And we got to say we are proud of you, and we are proud of you.
Hey. Thank you. I'm so excited. It feels so good. You guys remember me sitting in here doing the morning show, studying
Yep.
lines?
That thick ass script.
Oh, she was big.
How?
Ooh, she big.
How?
Brad said, Eva, you got to learn all of that.
That's a lot. It was a lot. Ugh.
It was so good, though. It was
Yeah.
so good. But this being back in this room is just, it's like a full circle moment because that was the beginning of something for me. And I was in the middle of something with this family here. So to be back here talking about that project, it gets me the feels.
Man, it's just like now, all the Queen's men, you play the character, Madam, who plays a fierce businesswoman who runs an exotic male review nightclub. So, like how, first of all, let's talk about what Brett was talking about. How the hell you remember all of those lines? Like, how do you go scene by scene, or you try to just get familiar with the whole script? How do you put that together in your head? Because I don't see how you did that.
Well, the way we shoot is we block shoot, so you have to know everything. And we did like 16 episodes our last season, and we shot it in 2 weeks. And so you are going through episode 1 and 16 in the same day. I remember I had 42 wardrobe changes one day. It was insane.
Wait a minute, 42 in one day?
In one day, Rick. And I had to like change my hair, makeup, all of that stuff. So for me, I just learned the story. Like if I know the story and what's going on in the story, it doesn't matter what scene we shoot in any order because I know the story. So as long as I, read and retain. And retention, that's my strength. Some people can sing like Brat and play the drums.
Yeah.
Some people got comedy chops like Special K and Ricky Smiley. I don't know what Gary did.
So when I'm watching, I got it all, honey. When I'm watching the show, wait a minute, honey. I'm like Shaka Khan, bitch. She said I'm every woman.
It's all in you.
Now.
Okay.
But Eva, I watch all the episodes. Do you ad lib any of those scenes at any points?
Sometimes, but I try to stay to script because as we can appreciate as creators, and we all have a job, and so someone wrote those scenes, and so I try to stay very on script. But you know how Cedric the Entertainer say, like, when you cuss, you got to cuss right.
Right.
So sometimes you got to like flip the words around so it lands the way you got to land the plane right.
You're a very good cusser, too.
Yeah, girl. You put your chest
cussed
into
out
it.
by you. I would hate to get cussed out because I'll be watching you and I literally be nervous. I'd be scared. Like, Madam scares me.
Ricky, Special K texted me one day when he first started watching the show. He said, I think I'm really scared of you in real life.
Right.
So, Eva, one of the biggest searches on Google right now, your fans are already looking for the next season. And this season dropped on January 11th. You talked about how we're only releasing, one episode per week.
One a week.
And I remember when I watched the first season, my eyes were burning, girl. It was just so good because I was like, I just could not stop. How does it feel to get so much love from the fans from this show?
It feels so good. I mean, you got to think about it. It's not just a show for us. It is a show that was adapted by a black man's book, written about a story about us, streaming on a platform by us, acted by us, delivered to us. And what I do for a living, I do for my people. I represent the black woman in every facet. And so to be able to be championed with that and to have black women alike see me and see themselves in me, the strong parts, I love it.
Yeah, because we all got a little madam in us, for real.
Okay.
When I watch you, I see myself in Chicago. I'm like, yes, get him, shoot him, kill him, cut his throat off, send that head to his reload. Okay.
Speaking of, how many people would you estimate Madam has killed so far in this series?
First of all, that's all alleged.
I'm thinking like 100.
That's all alleged. And you mean the people that I physically killed or
Yeah, the
someone
people that Madam physically eliminated?
I mean, I might have eliminated a few, but no one that didn't have it coming to them. I mean,
Right.
there are always casualties to war. But
Man, we got a lot of.
Okay. I love just the fact that we get to get the inside of it. That's so excited.
It's so crazy.
So in that same lane, when it's time to leave a set and go home and be mom, how do you transition? How do you what do? You relax and just get a moment, and then here come the kids. How do you just pop into mommy mode? And do you have to do mommy duties while you on the set?
yes, you Ricky, you are the dad of all dads. You know, parenting never stops. It doesn't matter what's going on in life, where you're supposed to be or what you have planned. When it comes to those kids, they are priority. So even to get to work, I have to make sure the kids are straight. Who's out of school today? She got a fever. That one has a dental appointment.
Yeah.
That's when practice later. You still have to orchestrate it all. But I think that is why Madam is so fierce, because she embodies what Black women do, which is juggle it all. We are not a monolith.
How are the kids? And the baby, your oldest is what, 11?
My oldest is about to be 10, Ricky. Marley is about to be 10 years old.
God.
And if you guys remember, I had 2 kids working at this show.
Sure did.
Yeah.
My youngest is now 4, Maverick. And Mikey, when I came in the show, I was having Mikey, and he's 5 now.
Really?
Which, you want to hear something funny he asked me about Christmas?
What?
Mikey asked me, he said, Mom, I have a question about Santa. I said, yes, son. Does the white Santa or does the black Santa come to our house?
That's a great question.
Very good question. Great question. A very good question.
Okay.
So if you want to know how my kids are doing, they are growing up way too fast, because Mikey wants to know which color Santa comes to his house.
Okay.
You know,
you gotta say Jesus comes.
Yeah.
Jesus comes.
Eva, I just saw a really moving interview you did, and you were talking about your relationship with Marley and how you want her to be better than you.
Oh, yes.
How has that relationship, that mother-daughter relationship, just transformed you not only as a woman, but also what you're doing professionally?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know who I would be in this world without Marley. I think inside of all of us, we all have, for men, that little boy that, you had to grow out of. And women, we have this little girl inside of us that we had to grow out of to become the women that we needed to be in this world. So when I see Marley, it reminds me of that little girl inside of me, that before my innocence was gone, before the age of true accountability, and when I was left to just explore and be and allowed to be different and not fit in and just beautiful in my own right. And so when I look at Marley, all I want for her is to be the best her she can be. And so I just try to do what I can do, to impart into that.
Ain't that funny? Your oldest child is like the child you grew up with.
Yes, Ricky.
You know what I'm saying? You was young, you had more energy. You love all your kids, but your oldest, the one that you grew up with.
That's your rock.
And yeah, you went through trials and tribulations and making errors, all your mistakes. And it's
All the
almost
mistakes with her.
Yeah, they was right there with you. And it's like they watched you grow up and they grew up with you. It's like they part of your young adulthood.
They are. And they're
yeah.
in tune to you, Ricky, too. I noticed, Marley, I was under the weather last week, and Marley was just so, boys, be quiet. Mommy's not feeling so well. Mommy, is there anything that I can get you? You're looking a little bit better.
That's how she be talking, too.
Wait a minute.
Eva.
How sweet.
I'm about to put you on Indeed. You about to go ahead and monetize these services.
Eva, another thing that I love about you is how spiritually grounded you are. You talk a lot about that on social media, and I can imagine it's really hard for people who are in the limelight. What is your routine to stay grounded and not get involved in all the chaos around you?
Well, I remember that. That.
Message.
Is that what it is?
God made some amazing things on this beautiful earth. But there's one thing that I always remember, that too much is given, much will be required.
Amen.
And so as I, even today it's cold outside, right? And everybody's like, ooh, are you cold? I'm like, yeah, I'm cold, but I have shoes. You know what I mean? I'm cold, but I have a jacket.
Yeah.
I'm cold, but I have a car to get into. So,
Yes.
I always try to stay in a space of gratitude, because when you are so abundantly blessed and when you do find that favor on your life, God be so good. Them blessings be coming in.
They
You know, they
do.
just be feeling
They
normalized.
do.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, by the grace of God, there go I. You know,
Amen.
I am merely a human trying to figure this thing out. And why God has chosen me, I'm not going to ask him because I don't want him to even think to have to answer that
Okay.
question. But I'm just going to sit in his favor. And, you know, one of my favorite scriptures is do good and trust in God. So I
That's
just
it.
try to do
Jesus
good.
wept. That's a good one.
That's the shortest one, Gary.
Yeah, in the whole book.
In the entire book, First and Second Testament.
For somebody that ain't that something for somebody that go to church every Sunday? What you go for?
To show off his hairdo.
And his clothes.
Speaking of, honey, good God, even, and we know that Maria follows you. So now I reported
I follow
yesterday.
her.
Oh, look at Jesus. I reported yesterday that Real Housewives of Atlanta allegedly may be firing the whole cast and looking for a whole new cast member. So would you ever think about considering going back?
Oh, well, I think they've exhausted all the other ones. So, no, I already went. You know, I don't spin the block.
You don't spend a lot.
No.
We talk
One
about
and
that all the
done.
time.
Eva.
We do talk about all
Yes,
that.
sir.
And you know I wasn't gonna let you go. I would have came to your front door and clowned.
Ricky would have been like, here go a check. What you need, friend?
No, you
What
ain't doing
need?
that.
No. You know, Housewives was a good time for me at its timing. And I think as you mature in life, you realize things and people are for seasons. And that season, it worked. It was my transition from Los Angeles to Atlanta. I met you guys. I ended up on the morning show. And I don't think that had I had that relationship, it wouldn't have happened. I was able to have 2 kids. On that show.
We went through you in here throwing up and everything else.
That was okay. Come on, Ricky. You got to
All
get
that.
the full context. Of
Yeah.
What
Well,
did
Gary-
Gary do?
Yeah, Gary farted one morning. I know we got to do the front page, but hold on. Let me tell y'all something.
It was rancid.
It was what? It was what?
Rancid. It was just rancid. It was hazmat.
I don't know what Gary ate, but Gary, Eva and Beyonce album.
Baby.
We had 2 people throwing up in garbage cans.
My eyes was watering.
Baby, these girls was running out the room, baby. Eva was doing the white woman, bitch. She was in a garbage can. Then Beyonce came behind her, baby. I just laughed. I mean, this girl was crying.
And it's all on YouTube where it will live in eternity.
It was.
Wait a minute.
What
Wait a
do
minute,
you
who
eat
started
at
crying?
night?
Who Eva, you started crying.
Baby, Eva started crying, baby.
It burned. Ricky, his farts burn your eyes. They are so long.
I keep replaying that back in my head, baby. The last white woman in the garbage can, baby. With Eva and Beyonce. I just looked at her. I didn't know what was going on.
And then the thing about it was, Juicy was sitting on the floor. So I had Juicy sitting on that little bitty couch. I was trying to be, so Juicy sitting on the floor, and Gary walked by, and Juicy gave me a look. I would never forget it. I looked
That's all
over
them
there.
dead spirits.
Oh my God! I looked over there. And Eva had tears in her eyes,
Baby.
and then she ran out and started throwing up in the hall. And Beyonce started throwing up in the garbage can in the studio.
Because we could taste it. Like, why did I?
Mouth wide open.
So bad, Gary. You got to do better.
I don't think that was me, though. That was the spirit.
It was.
That
And
was the
then
spirit.
Brett, and then you know he can't hold it because the muscles gone. But Brett pulls out the baby powder blunt spray and mixed it up with that, and that just made it intensified.
It felt like it
like-
was sitting on me.
It was like the powder fart.
Oh, it was so bad.
It was what. Hey, so Eva, let everybody know. How can they watch All the Queen's Men on BET, and how can they follow you on social media?
Absolutely. Check out BET Plus every Thursday for a new episode of All the Queen's Men, starring your girl, Eva Marcille. And you can find me on all social media at Eva Marcille, Marcille.
Hey, Eva, make sure you come on every time y'all get ready to do a new episode or something. We gonna follow this. We gonna
I'm gonna
keep up
slide.
with it.
I'm gonna come by as long as Gary still up his booty. I'm here. I'm here. I'll be here.
Eva Marcille, y'all.